Hello, welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the Paddock Podcast. My name is Joe. That is Jay. That is Ronaldo Brown. How are you, Jay?
I'm all right, bro. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's been a wonderful few days, hasn't it?
You followed immediately.
Yeah, what's happening here?
Sorry, I just had a little wobbly moment about something, but it's fine. Forgive me.
You okay?
I'm sorry. I'm all right now. Yeah, I'm all good. Do you know what? I'm still not over it. I'm still not over the Dorgu goal, the Cunha goal, the beating Arsenal, the back-to-back wins against City and Arsenal, Ronny breaking the telly. It's just been a lot to take in, man.
Yeah.
It's all positive vibes.
You're not telling everyone that wasn't real.
What? It was staged.
Look at the no, as in the TV's fine.
That's a new. I was at Curry's PC World with Jay at 9 a.m. this morning, waiting for the shutters to go up so we could buy that. We were literally there at opening moment.
We had to film. Me and producer Ben, right? Forgive me for having my phone. I wanted to check something. Me and producer Ben were outside Old Trafford earlier than normal in the freezing cold, so I could meet Joseph at Curry's, so we could buy a telly, we could carry it here, we could get it fitted for the morning videos. Yeah.
What have you got to say for yourself?
I've got to say that the
And last time I checked, you still not paid that invoice I sent you.
Yeah.
Tellies don't grow on trees.
30 days, no?
30 working days.
Do you know what I mean? 30 working days.
Taking the working
30
days
business
over.
days, taking away Monday and Fridays.
Okay.
Anyway, what can I say? The TV, slightly fragile, no?
Don't you go blaming our TV when you're you're back headbutting it like that.
I didn't.
What's all this?
Maybe too much JD Jim, I don't know. Could be that.
I don't think it's any coincidence.
Okay.
Didn't he have a beer yesterday?
Yeah, he did actually.
So
what was it? What was it?
Alcohol.
What do I look like?
And alcohol.
Chambord
You have a Chambord and
Vimto.
Sprite or whatever it was you were on.
You dare bourgeoisie me.
Yeah.
Chambord and Vimto.
Chambord and Vimto out of your mind, right? And next thing you know, you're smashing the gaff up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Under the influence. Going through
that's
tellies
drunken
and
behaviour. I forgot
Drunken
about
disorderly.
that. As someone who's 11 and a half years sober, even though I don't like to talk about it.
It had nothing to do.
Disgusting.
It had nothing to do with the liquor, yeah. And
do you know how many times I've started a sentence like that, Ronny? Come on.
I would have nicked that money anyway.
Oh.
Respectfully.
Yeah, go on then.
Respectfully.
It had nothing to do with the liquor.
Okay.
Do you know what? It gave us a viral moment.
It was Dorgu.
Do you know what? I think we should blame Patrick Dorgu, to be fair. What else was he meant to do?
Come on, did we expect to see Dorgu to swaz in a half volley like that?
Mate.
Off the post and barring in like that at the Emirates?
Do you know what?
If you couldn't see, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I was on my knees, and I still didn't really. I was kind of half looking at the TV and then half kind of thinking.
I felt bad that you actually were.
Has that just happened?
Quite contrite and apologetic about the TV because it didn't matter at all. But that Dorgu goal, the Cunha goal, and Ronny pointing out the Gyokeres clearance that made me glitch. Like, honestly, there was a lot going on there yesterday.
Like when you've got everyone in the team pulling in the same direction, you've got Dorgu up front, Cunha, you got Gyokeres defending. Everyone was just working hard for Man United.
Clearance.
Because that could have been, if he wasn't there, Arsenal could have had a chance then.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he was there to help clear the ball for Man United. Yeah,
he deserves his flowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen, I showed you earlier, have you seen the goal scoring record? Has anyone seen the goal scoring record of the current Sporting Lisbon striker?
Oh, here we go.
Is
it 28 goals in 30 games or something?
Because I know a lot of you are guilty of clamouring for Gyokeres without looking closer. I never wanted him. I feel like it was obvious after, people don't like comps. You know how it's bad? Because Gyokeres is one of those players that his comps kind of looked off. Do you know what I mean? And comps are meant to show the highlights and make you look great. And there was something not quite right about his goals, and especially its translatability to the league.
Yeah.
And then they've replaced him with a 28-year-old from Almeria in the Spanish second division, and he's currently sitting on 24 goals and 5 assists in 31 games for Sporting Lisbon.
Shit. Do you know those types of compilations where they end on a heavy touch and you never see what happens after the touch? So they'll do a little shimmy and then knock it, but you never see what happens after the knock. And you're like, you didn't get on the end of that.
Yeah.
You didn't make it. Or they'll do a pass, but they won't show the pass arriving at the player that they passed it to. You think, you've not got on the end of that. That pass never made it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, isn't it? Because when someone like Gyokeres is scoring as many goals as he did, you can't just go, oh, it doesn't count no matter what because, he plays in a worse league. Like, a lot of times, as we said yesterday, just because you play in a less difficult, less elite league or whatever, that doesn't mean you're shit. But like you said, I guess there's a reason why not everyone went all out for him. Arsenal, he wasn't their first choice either.
There was no clamouring. He scored like a gazillion goals, and it was still kind of like not really. And then clubs were more interested in Sesko, and nah, man, we can sit here and joke, because we beat an Arsenal at their ground somewhere. When was the last time we lost before that? Was it last year, February?
Certainly not this season.
Something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And when we beat the Blues last week, everyone was like, "Oh, it's just one game," and trying to kind of rain on the parade. You can't rain on the parade now.
No.
Back to back, two of the best teams in the league.
Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about
joy.
What odds Carrick actually has of getting the job. We're going to go through this emotionally, but a little bit sensibly as well. I do want to genuinely look at what he has to do to get the full-time job, because everyone keeps saying it's possible, it's not possible, as we just walk through all the cameras there, because Ronny's left
his
braces on.
I was asking Ben to throw it.
That's all right. What he actually has to do to get the job.
Can we do a little quiz as well?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Nah, all right.
What quiz?
I want to do an Arsenal forwards quiz.
Okay.
Because I saw
We'll start with that.
Yeah, all right. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you can nearest to the pin wins. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So this was on Sky last night. These stats. So Bukayo Saka, how many goals has he got in his last 13 appearances in all competitions? Remember, the nearest to the pin wins, so the closest.
It's
wins.
not going to be many, is it? 2.
How many goals in the last what?
13 appearances in all competitions.
Oh, I know this because.
Well, don't give the game away. Just play along, man.
I've said 2.
No, 0.
Right. Okay. He's right. Viktor Gyokeres, how many non-penalty goals has he got in his last 11 Premier League appearances? Joe, I'll let you go first.
1.
He says 1. Ronny?
His last goal was.
Non-penalty goals in his last 11 Premier League appearances.
He scored against Inter, which was not league. Chelsea, which was a scummy one in EFL.
A lot of people getting in the comments as well. Get your
before that was Everton, and that was a pen. That is only had 2 shots on target. That's 14 games. That has to be 0 again.
Ronnie's got it in 1. Right,
got it in now.
Ronnie, I'll let you go first this time. Gabriel Martinelli, how many goals has he got in his last 13 Premier League appearances?
I'm gonna go 1.
Okay, Ronnie. Joe, what are you going for?
None.
Joe wins.
Yes, I'm back in the game. 2-1.
All right. Let's have a Joe start with you this time. Let's have an easier one.
All right.
Madueke, how many goals has he got in his last? Yeah, you're right.
He hasn't scored in the last 365 days, Jay.
Bro,
none.
Last time he scored, you were still drinking?
Last 25 Premier League appearances, he's got no goals. All right, one last one. Leandro Trossard, how many goals has he got in his last 11 appearances in all competitions? I'll give you a clue. It isn't 0.
1.
He's their top scorer though.
In his last appearances in all competitions.
2.
You're going 2, you're going 1. It's 1.
Tied it right up.
That is, quite frankly,
I won 3-2.
Atrocious.
How many own goals have scored for him?
5. Second top scorer for
that was a graphic that came on the telly last night, and I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Considering you're looking at the league leaders, and that's 5 attackers.
And it's all their attackers as well. There's not like another one in there that's getting big numbers.
It's not like in a Haaland who's got like 20 goals during his spell.
Yeah, no, that's all of
some of
their
these stats.
I think they removed Jesus because Jesus scored like 3 in his last.
Jesus and maybe Eze might have done something in a couple of games. But I mean, that is pretty bad.
But also, in Eze's last 6 games, whatever, it takes you back to like the start of November, because he had about 5 or 6 games where he didn't even come off the bench.
And sometimes, you can twist stats to make it seem whatever you want to see. Like, regardless of how you want to twist it, no goals in your last 13 in all comps. No penalty goals or no non-penalty goals in your last 11 Premier League appearances. No goals in your last 13 Premier League appearances. No goals in your last 25 Premier League appearances. And 1 goal in your last 11 appearances in all competitions. Doesn't matter what you say, that is terrible.
Yeah,
that's not like you've skewed the stats to make it look bad. No. That's just shocking.
Do you know what's caused that? Because, believe it or not, if we're not going to be disingenuous, which I like doing against Arsenal because I fucking hate them, man. You already know that. This is why yesterday is my favourite.
Absolutely revelling in it. Look at the posture.
It's my favourite.
He's revelling in it.
It's my favourite result.
Do you know how many Arsenal fans are watching him right now?
Listen, there's I think a couple of years ago, it was the 22-23 season where they were quite free-flowing in their football and prolific, and I think that's when Odegaard got 15 league goals in the season, Martinelli got 15 league goals in the season, which was the most by a Brazilian ever.
As well, didn't he?
Saka was
the first
scoring.
time 3 players in a team had got more than 15 Premier League goals each.
So it was the opposite of what you're seeing now, but their defence wasn't as good and they still didn't get over the line. And Arteta has this psychosis now in it, which Gary Neville mentioned with the whole team in general. You know, if you're a team and you're constantly not getting over the line and then you've never won it and you're not winning things, it causes him, over time, each season he's got more risk averse, trying to tighten the margins a lot more, starting to rely on corners and throw-ins, and then it's trying to shit house results, and all of a sudden it's basically now a club where forwards go to die, basically.
I think that's why he hasn't won any cups in 5 years, because he's made a team that is so risk averse, that is so system first, discipline first, that when they need a bit of flair and a bit of creativity and a bit of ingenuity, the players don't know what to do. And what wins you like, the reason Real Madrid have won so many Champions Leagues over the last 10 years, not because they're the most tactically well-drilled team, obviously there's a history and a pedigree there, but also because they've always had players that in close knockout games can win you that game by themselves. They've had Bales and Ronaldos and Vinicius Juniors and Benzemas and players like that can just turn a tie on its head. Whereas Arsenal, when things aren't going well, they're like, what do? We just need to get more corners then. Like, they don't have this mode where they switch into it and go, play with a bit of flair, bit of freedom, go and win this game. They're sort of almost oppressed by structure and by tactics and by the rules.
Let's have it right. They're an embarrassment. Do you know what I mean? They actually are a complete and utter embarrassment.
They are a bit of an embarrassment.
Do you know what's... When you watch, does anyone could tell when you're watching the Emirates on the screen and you hear the crowd noise? The crowd's silent, very silent. It's very library-like, and it's very tranquil with the fans. And the only time they get off the seat and cheer is when the wingers shamelessly go down. You know, if you see now wingers, they go down the wing and they have no intention of actually crossing the ball into the box. They're just aiming for the fullback's legs for a corner, and then they're like, yeah, you know, all that performative nonsense.
Crazy. Yeah, I hate that performative nonsense.
It's so...
He was doing it yesterday. I saw Saka doing it when he got a corner yesterday in the first half. He's like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
I think,
this is our chance now.
The fact that this is arguably the best team in what I would say is inarguably the best league in the world is playing like that. Is absolutely crazy. It is mad.
It gives credence.
I wonder if it will catch up with them by the end of the season, you know.
Yeah, you know what? But the way Gary Neville said it's right. They do get to January, February in and around it, and they seem to get... Yeah. The arse starts to clench a little bit, innit?
Yeah. Do you know when a 100-metre sprinter, you see him do that? And you go...
They start getting tight, don't they?
Yeah. That first check over the shoulder where you go, oh shit, you're not running your own race anymore. You're running this person's race. Arsenal, I think, because they were on about 9 points clear, all this. And then I think for the first time, a couple of bad results in a row, and now it's back to 4 points, which is 2 bad weekends.
Yeah.
I think they just checked their shoulder for the first time, and I think if City can... Because Haaland scored, 1 goal in his last 7 games.
He's on a bad run for him. Well, it's a bad run either way, isn't it? Bad run that.
If you can get back to even 2 and 3, which is standard for him, is usually 1 in 1, then I think City are going to cause them real problems by the end of the season. And you know what?
See Ahmad's tweet.
12 points. It's not the biggest
gap. What did Ahmad tweet?
You've not seen Ahmad's tweet?
I don't think so, no. I might have done. I can't remember.
He tweeted to an Arsenal account saying you rely on corners. You rely...
I'll find it.
And he's now made an enemy of himself to all Arsenal fans.
Good, man. Do you know what?
Do you know what I mean?
Good, because they're just... It's you know when Wenger used to talk about anti-football? Your only hope is corner. Be humble, kid. Love that.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's
I love that.
That's how you know that joke has been run by every single player in every other team.
Yeah.
Other than Arsenal, because they're humans, those like us. They probably say it. Probably don't say it publicly. It's probably a little bit mad, but just that whole professional side of it. But that is probably what they think of all Arsenal. Because to be fair, a lot of the lead up to playing them would be, make sure we got to defend corners, make sure we got to be resolute, make sure we got to be strong. But some of the stuff that I saw yesterday, and then when he scored that Marino goal, that wasn't football. That was it.
No,
that's just not football.
It's horrible,
and it's the way the joy they get from it as well. And then Arteta with his little Lego head on the sideline as well, getting all buzzy every time they get do you know what? I think the fact that they don't create much out open play. I think they create 0.3 XG or whatever.
Their open play goal percentage is the 17th best in the league.
They've also created, in terms of XG open play, I think they're the 8th best in the league, and that's the top team.
Yeah.
And then their excuse will be our teams sitting a low block and shit like that. It's not that. It's just a lack of top end talent in the team, lack of innovation, and they've got their hands tied behind the back by Arteta, really. And they might go and win the league, they might go and win something finally, but honest to God, if you're an Arsenal fan and you enjoy watching your team week in, week out playing like that, all the best to you.
Yeah, grow up.
Sickening club.
We've got a few super chats. Asim says, Ronaldo can break as many TVs as he wants if we keep winning. Don't tell him that, because he will. No, you get one and that's it.
You calling me a vandal?
You get one. No, if you think it's fine, that's not vandalism then, is it? If we agree to it. But I'm saying we're not agreeing to it. Okay? So now if you do it, it is vandalism.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, of course you wouldn't. Callum says, think it's time to bring back better than Arteta. Stay tuned. 7 o'clock tonight, Premier League Piss Take returns. So, yeah, you're going to be seeing a little bit of that. No Scrum says, just FYI, the new TV is a little squint. Yeah, we need to sort it. It got put on very quickly, but it's all right. It's good. We'll get
squint?
there.
It's like
just
a glimmer.
a little bit off angle. It's Ben Top says, I'm with you, Ronny. Arsenal are my most hated team. American Arsenal fans are ruining football. Arteta has coached the creativity out of them. He definitely has done that. Even like Saka, where's he gone? Where's Saka that they used to have, where he could go past people, he'd get shots off, he'd just dribble through people, he'd use his sort of creativity a little bit. Now I will
say, the first 20 minutes, there was a couple of times he scared me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the way they play is Saka and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And I think he's tied to the touchline as well by Arteta. I just don't know. I just think
it made me laugh. They moved him over to the other side because he was doing all right.
Madueke came on and just ran the ball.
Goals Madueke on him.
None in 25.
Just to run the ball.
He hasn't scored in 365 days. I know 25 is they line up, but he literally hasn't scored a goal in a year.
So bizarre. It looks a bit like, you talk about people being humbled. Like Arteta's the first time actually after a game where he didn't have any arguments in him. He wasn't like, oh, the ref this or that, or he just sort of held his hands up and went, yeah, 2 great goals. And even when you were pressing him on like Dorgu's goal, like did it at his hand, I expected him to go, oh yeah, that was a disgrace, whatever. But he didn't even argue that. He just sort of went, I haven't seen it, but it was a great goal. Yeah, he just like for the first time actually looked like we'd shut him up.
Yeah,
which. Fair enough, because I can't moan when a player's when a manager's
an
being
excuse maker after
losses. He has been though.
He's just a bit of
do you remember the rant about Newcastle where it was a disgrace and all that stuff, and it's like, well, what was this disgrace? Like, what are you on about? And like he acting like there was some sort of conspiracy.
It's the biggest disgrace I've ever seen.
Yeah, and acting like there's a conspiracy against Arsenal, and you're thinking there isn't. Do you know what I mean? And it's like all these antics on the touchline and stuff winds me up. But yesterday he actually looked like, for the first time I've ever noticed him, just a little go.
Carrick 2-0, man. Carrick 2-0 against Arteta. He got his chain snatched. You know what it is? You know what it might be? It might be.
Just let
no. You know what it might be?
This is why I've asked him to change the fun.
Do you know what it might be? Do you reckon in the presence of Michael Carrick, he gets a little bit nervous? He shrivels a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Taller man, better looking man. Better
player. Went toe to toe with him a few times, didn't he, as a player?
Mm-hmm. Better manager.
He is a better player.
Stoic Geordie. Even do you see when he shook his hand? I feel like you can tell sometimes. I know this could be reading a lot into like the body language. Whenever you see like Michael Carrick kind of like embracing Carrick and that, Arteta just looks very.
Did you not see the pre-match?
He looks withered.
Did you not see pre-match?
And it's like,
do you know like when someone's trying to like. Someone's happy to shake your hand and then the other person sort of forces a hug. It felt like that because they were walking and it was like they sort of met by accident. So Arteta's coming out of the tunnel and Carrick's walking across the tunnel, and then they bumped into each other and Arteta's looked up and then just gone for the big.
Paddock.
Do you know, like
he just said, "Daddy," under his breath.
Yeah, and then Carrick was like, he
didn't even know why.
Patting him on the head like. All right, so.
Yeah, he's a fan.
Yeah, he's a fan.
He's a fan.
Because Michael Carrick is the player that Arteta wishes he was.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There's no competition when it comes to being a player who the better player was. It's obviously Carrick.
Yeah,
that's not even like United by. No one would even argue that.
No, let's be real.
Obviously, Arteta has done good things as a manager, but it is weird that 2 times he's played him, 2 times he's beat him, and it's the only 2 times as well that they've scored 2 goals and still lost under Arteta, both against Michael Carrick, 4.5 years apart. Like, there is something.
Arteta ain't got presence like that,
No.
He hasn't got it. his presence is forcing this kind of erratic nature on the sideline and that,
running up and down,
rather than
over celebrating, over aggressive when you're losing, or a decision goes against you, or trying to be funny, all that nonsense.
Trying to press the opposition on the sideline, trying to be an extra man.
He's not got that.
It's probably a cringe bastard.
Cool, calm, collected aura that Michael Carrick had as a player and has as a manager.
Just on that, do you have to be a bit of a, not necessarily cringe, but certainly like intense, almost kind of, what's the word when you're just obsessive to be a top manager?
Yeah.
Like,
you need an element of composure,
because a lot of them
though.
do have that.
Fergie had it.
Yeah.
Fergie,
not in the same way that Arteta
No,
does,
but a
he
different
was
type, obsessed.
Yeah.
Like, we spoke to Chucky where, when we lost at Liverpool, and Chucky's doing his coaching badges and he's going into Carrington because he's doing his coaching badges at Carrington, and the place is empty and there's no one on reception, there's no one in the offices, there's no one anywhere, there's no one on the ground staff are there, like the people around, he can't find him anywhere, and he can hear some noise in the canteen. He goes there and Fergie's got the entire staff in the canteen and he's bollocking everyone because he says that result is indicative of the standards at this club that have gone downhill and I'm not having it. And you're like, if you work, in the office at Carrington, you've got nothing to do with us losing against Liverpool.
No.
But Fergie was like obsessed with, we are gonna not just knock them off their perch, but stay there. And it was like that kind of level of, you know what I mean? We saw the documentary where after the '99 final, he was back in his office the next day at like 7 a.m. or whatever, or when he landed back in Manchester. Yeah. Like, that's crazy.
It's because he's won things Arteta ain't won nothing. Do you know what it is? That's why. So you kind of have that belief that you can actually project. Do you know what it is?
Go on.
The thing is with Arteta, and this team, Arsenal.
I love this.
I
honestly think.
I love how you said it like it was like a fake. This team.
I honestly don't think we need me and Joe on this podcast today.
No.
I honestly do. I mean it.
We're just here to tee him up.
Yeah.
The team's very much a reflection of him. Do you know what I mean? And it's the reason why they stumble and don't go over the finish line.
Yeah.
Because he emanates this little over-emotional, performative lack of composure, and it works its way into the team. You look at Gabriel yesterday; he's meant to be a hard man.
Yeah.
When really he's not. Do you know what I mean? He's a fake tough guy.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
he's
mean?
a fake.
He's a fake tough guy. He ain't really about it like that.
Chucked about by Harry Maguire.
He's almost crying after Cunha scored. He's meant to be their hard man, innit? When he's really, really not.
Performative,
Do you know what I mean?
pushing and Burma off when he was getting subbed as well.
Exactly.
Like trying to get him off the pitch quickly. Like, he's only taken one step.
This is a man that had to go Turkey twice to feel better about himself, by the way. Do you know what I mean? For two separate things, Gabriel. Do you know what I mean?
So like, how have you got the receipts for 2 trips? I don't even know that.
Come on, you can
twice.
You can tell.
I can tell one. How do you know it's twice?
His teeth.
Okay.
And his hairline.
Yeah.
You see his hairline before he got it done? Ooh, it was dark.
That's disgusting.
Do you know what I mean? It was dark.
If you're going to be bald, be bold, and I speak as part of the bald
listen,
community. Don't be,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Come on.
So that's and it's like I think that's the reason they're just very.
Trips to Turkey.
2.
2 trips to Turkey.
Ronnie's clocking fucking Gabriel's air miles and dissing him with it.
that's the
I love
reason.
It
that.
might have been more than 2. I don't know. Or it might
Certainly, at least.
might have been at the same time.
I'm guessing he's not going to Turkey, by the way. He's not making that trip to save some dough. He'll just go Harley Street like the rest of us.
Like the rest of us.
Whoa.
Is it?
Did you hear that?
Nah, I had my nose done there, but
Did you?
yeah. So I can't be too harsh on Gabriel, but
Was
I'm
he
not a
there when
professional
you were
footballer.
there?
Nah, this was back in the day. This was 2008, 9. So I sympathise with people that go for a bit of surgery and that. But yeah, he's had his things done, hasn't he? And it sort of undermines the argument of you being a hard man when you've had your teeth done and you're crying when you can see the goal, and you try to wrestle Harry Maguire and getting shown up, and you try to push Brian Mbeumo off the pitch, and he just looks at you like, "What are you doing?" Son?
And you're trying to argue with Lamens after the game if no one's seen it.
Like
Proper gimp. It's a proper gimp.
It's sad. It's sad to see. It really is, and yeah, he's not that guy, and that's the problem with Arsenal. I don't think they've got any actual tough guys, and you need a bit of that. Declan Rice can look after himself a bit, but
Unless
other than
he's
that,
been woken up with a start, and then he's the least tough guy of all time. You've seen that video of him, haven't you?
Declan Rice isn't a tough guy. He's a private school boy.
I know, but he's like...
You've not seen that video where
as a player,
he's
he
like
can handle
asleep at the
himself.
England camp,
Yeah.
and they wake him up and he's like,
Oh, is it? Right, okay.
You've not seen that?
No, I haven't. Right, okay.
It's absolutely insane.
All right, you
It's
can
so
throw
good.
him in that category now.
I like Declan Rice, by the
Yeah,
way.
but there's no
he's
one.
not a
There's
tough
not
guy,
like.
obviously.
Look, who else have they got? Ben White? No, he looks like he's not nothing. He's nothing.
Suntan Essex boy.
Yeah, he's terrible. Trossard? No. Who's the captain? Odegaard? Shocking. Absolutely. Didn't he get subbed after 50 minutes?
I honestly think there needs to be an inquest into Arteta draining the souls from forwards, because Odegaard didn't used to look like this. Saka didn't used to look like this. Like Gyokeres, I mean, and obviously maybe he was never good enough, but like all of their attackers, all of them look shit.
Wait, could they all
look shit?
Could it actually be the other way? Could they really?
Joe, do I have to get the stats out again?
Could they
to prove you?
Could these players actually be average? And Arteta's actually done the most by forcing it with the set pieces and stuff to make up for it.
There was a time where I remember Rio Ferdinand getting endless stick from Arsenal fans because he said he didn't think Saka was quite world class. No one would say he's even near that now. Like, you can't be just getting 1 or 2 goals and assists every 3 or 4 months.
No.
And even if you're in the best team in Europe, you can't be in a world class conversation. You can't, because there's no proof that you can do it and win your team games. Just whipping 15. Because also, how many corners did they have yesterday? 9 corners there.
I think part of the thing with Saka,
play for it.
and I think this is why you got to be wary of it. A lot of the flowers he gets are because of some of his performances for England, and I don't think that tells you anything. Like, he scored a couple of important goals for England, and people go, "Oh, look at what he did for England," but that is a little bit misleading, because that's not the Premier League, and sometimes for England you're playing against teams that are Championship level. Like, it's not until you get to the final or the semi-finals that you're up against world-class players. You can go 3 or 4 games in a major tournament and play against average players. Like, I'm not trying to be dismissive there, but England got to the final beating Tunisia and Panama. And,
well, you're playing against teams where their best player is Sheridan Shaqiri.
Yeah, like, I'm not being horrible, but like, that happens. I think part of the reason that Saka got so much praise was because he did well for England, and it's like, he smashed England, which is good and commendable. Not everyone can do that. Like, Phil Foden struggles for England. But then you have to back that up with performances in the Premier League, and he hasn't. And I think that if he was to get over the line this season, let's say Arsenal won the league and he'd scored, I don't know, 15 goals and got 10 assists, then you could go, right, you can point to that as him shining and him having a season where he's really done it for him. But that hasn't happened for him.
No.
And what's he won there? An FA Cup.
Proper.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a sink or swim game for them, I think we've rattled them with that victory, and they can either react accordingly, and it kind of gives them like pick me up to go and beat City to the title, or can derail their season.
The only thing that goes in their favour,
bottling it again.
The only 2 things that go in their favour, I should say, are it's still relatively early enough in the season to recover from, and that wasn't a 6-pointer. Like, if it had been us going against them for the title, and this is March, they'd be in all sorts.
It's more
of shit.
about the emotional damage.
No. Hear me out. Because I've been there. We've all been there. Like, Arsenal literally came to Old Trafford and beat us, Mark Overmars, and that was like 6 games to go, whatever. We couldn't recover, and it was like, you felt it. Chelsea did it towards the end of the season when they came in an offside goal for Drogba. Those are the kind of games where it's just so deflating as a fan, where they come to your ground and beat you at your ground, and it's a title race, and you're like, oh my God. Especially when it puts it in their hands. That's the advantage Arsenal have got, is the fact that they've got a lot of games left to play, and they're still top, and obviously, United aren't, unfortunately, go toe-to-toe with him. So we'll have to wait and see whether they can actually bounce back from it, but I'm not so sure.
But for now, they got to hold that.
Yeah.
We went to Emirates and we picked up points, man. Do you know what? And no one can kill my joy right now. Listen. No one.
What are the super chats saying?
I've got a full week. I've got a full week of this, because I'm fully aware after the City game, people were like, weren't really a test. The defenders are injured, blah, 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 blah. Even though they hadn't lost the previous 13 matches before that anyway, but that's neither here nor there. And then you've got Arsenal's a test at Emirates. We've beat them, so people move the goalpost again. And then after we've beaten Arsenal yesterday, people are like, oh, that's not really the test. We always play well against the big 6.
Man, come on,
we'll see what it's like. We'll see what it's like against Fulham. Listen, you can do all that contextualising, goalpost moving. I'm just going to enjoy the fact that back-to-back wins against the top 2 teams in the league, against all odds, and long may it continue, because I cannot listen. The high that I was on yesterday, nothing like it. And I think Fulham will be a test for sure. We'll have to see, but I've got every belief that we'll get a victory, man. Got Ballon d'Or for one.
Exactly.
Nice,
if he's not injured.
Yeah. I think they said it's cram. Hope it is for Ballon d'Or. Nothing serious.
We'll get into the comments in a minute. YouTube on Chrome is just horrific. So I'll get into those. Actually, here we go.
I was going to say, I can jump on my phone if not.
It's just a disgrace, honestly. It's going to be another good week, boys, says Spuddy5. Not to get giddy or anything, but if we get within 6 points of Arsenal with 10 games or so to go, do you give us a chance? I'll come back to that. Well, I don't want to answer that right.
Yes.
I'll come back to that. Okay, answer it now. Cool. Zachary Purvis, well, because I want that to be a talking point in a minute. Watch the corner goal they scored. He runs himself into the goal when the ball is being played. That's an automatic yellow for leaving the field of play. There you go. Akash K says 2 iconic moments from yesterday. Ronny smashing the TV and McCullough's dance when Cunha scored. I haven't laughed so hard in years. Hey boys, seriously, how is it not a foul every corner? They have to change the rules. There's 18 men in the 6-yard box. It's a scrum in there. Connor O'Reilly. I think there's a chance that does happen. You remember the tush push? The Eagles in the NFL.
What's that?
There's a little move that the Philadelphia Eagles used in the NFL for the last 2 or 3 seasons,
right,
where basically they all kind of get behind the quarterback and push him for a couple of yards to get a first down or whatever. And it was like, had a 90+% success rate. It was like unstoppable. They all crowded and just shoved him into get a couple of yards. All of a sudden, the ref started reffing it differently. Where actually, if you slow the game down, people are moving before they've moved the ball, so they're offside. And they've started reffing it a lot. False start. And they've started reffing it a lot more harshly. And all of a sudden, they've gone from a 98% success rate to like a 50% success rate. So I wonder if
it's not just that, it's also for the NFL watchers. It's the fact that they lost their Hall of Fame centre, Jason Kelsey.
That
was the main reason for being so successful.
It's been reffed more harshly though, hasn't it? They've been getting more fouls against them, more sort of.
Okay.
I wonder if they will look at Arsenal.
Was that from a directive, like from the?
It was a sort of one of those, we need to do something like this. They voted to not ban it.
It's not banned.
It's not banned, but everyone was going, actually, if you look at 20% of these, they're actually going before the ball's moved kind of thing. And But because so many people are moving so quickly, no one could tell. I wonder if they'll start going, actually, you can't just have 5 players pushing a group of people forward to clear space for someone behind you. Even if one of you individually doesn't grab someone or pull someone or jump on someone, what you're doing as a collective is fouling the opposition. I wonder if there's some way they can look at that, because for Lomans, he's just getting pushed around all over the place. You have centre-backs getting sort of jumped into, and they create this absolute mob of players that it's impossible for anyone in there to have any kind of accuracy or fair chance at getting the ball. It's just, who does it hit? Does it go your way or our way? I wonder if they'll start blowing the whistle, because you could just blow the whistle and point away, and you would never even have to know how they do it.
No, I felt a bit sorry for Lomans, because it's very, very difficult in that situation. Because he came for a few of them and he got there, and then the one that he didn't get there, he's got a crowd in front of him. And it's like you say, just stay on your line, but then he's staying on your line, you're crowded as well. It's like, it's
just ridiculous.
Especially in your first season in the Premier League against that Arsenal team, who's so good at it. I did feel for him, and I thought he had a good game, to be fair.
Jamie Burton says, missed City and Arsenal due to work. Unfortunate that. We win and play well. Fulham next week, not working. If we lose, I should stick to match of the day. Yeah, it's all on you, Jamie.
Right.
Adam McCullough gifted 20 Paddock memberships.
Yeah, go on, Macca.
Thank you. Well done to everyone if you got one. Congratulations. Well done, Adam. That's very, very
That third stat's mad,
Go on.
I'll let Joe read it.
Peter Kelly. Jay, don't forget, in 95-96, Newcastle were 12 points clear of us after 23
I've not forgot,
games.
son.
We're now 12 points behind them after 23 games.
We've done it twice, Twice we've overcome a 12-point deficit.
I'd love it.
I was talking to Adam McCall about this morning.
Well, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Because I want a genuine chat about what does it take for Carrick to get this job. Now, let's work our way from the bottom up, and we'll end on, is a title race an option here?
Right, okay. Yeah.
Roy Keane after the game yesterday.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what's up with him, to be honest. Right. Said, if United win every game until the end of the season, I still wouldn't give him the job. I still wouldn't be convinced he's the man for the job. Absolutely not. They need a bigger and better manager, the size of the club and the challenges they face over the next few years. You want a manager you can feel can get them winning titles. He said if we win every game between now and the end of the season, he still wouldn't give Carrick the job. Would you?
Yes.
So we can start there. That's a yes. We all would, wouldn't we? Obviously, if we win every game, of course.
It would be
you get the job.
Absolutely insane if a manager has a 100% win record in what would it be, 17 games or whatever?
Yeah.
And you went, right, thanks for coming, we're going to go and give it to Thomas Tuchel now.
Yeah. So that we can all rule that out.
That'd be insane. That'd be mental.
If he gets Champions League, do you think he gets the permanent job?
I don't know. I think no matter if we get Champions League and we perform well and the team starts glued together, it's hard to not, but I still think there should still be like a vetting process.
Okay.
Whether you see who else is available and you kind of put emotion and sentiment aside, but realistically, it wouldn't be emotional and sentiment driven if he's obviously done well and we pretty much win 90% of the games and finish top 4 comfortably. Obviously, the Ollie situation will have scarred many of the fans, and Ineos will probably have that in their minds themselves. But I see it as cross that bridge when you get to it type of thing. Because obviously I don't want to, because it's been 2 games, I will say that, and I don't want to be like, every time that we win a few games over the next 15 or so, we're talking, is Carrick going to get the job? I feel like we should just take each game as it comes, enjoy it for what it is now, and then when that decision arises down the line, I think we do it professionally and accordingly, and you kind of just weigh things up. Because also it comes down to Carrick as well. Obviously Carrick, you reckon he wouldn't say no.
He wouldn't say no.
No way.
Of course he wouldn't say no.
Not a chance.
But
not a chance.
Got to see whether he'd want to. Unless he thinks Ineos and Wilcoxon are man a little idiots. Do you know what I mean?
I can't see a world where Michael Carrick gets offered the job and says no, thank you. Like, I just can't. The thing is, like, there is a bit of context to it, because you say Champions League football. We could finish 5th, get Champions League football, and not have had a great run, because Amorim pretty much shit the bed for the last month. Yet we were still within touching distance of the Champions League spots, because everyone else was shocking. That's why you have to look at the context of it. If we get Champions League football because we finished 3rd and he's won almost every single game, then you go, well, yeah. If we get Champions League football because we finished 5th and that's good enough and it's goal difference and everyone's just rubbish, but so we're a little bit less rubbish, if that makes sense, then you might go, look, there's not quite this wave of euphoria and optimism under Carrick now. He's done his job. Let's go and get a Tuchel or whoever. Or, if Luis Enrique became available, that could be a game changer either way. But I get where Ronny's saying about weighing it up, who's available, who can you get? Because if Carrick does really well, and it's between him and, say, Luis Enrique, and a lot of people might go, actually, Luis Enrique is a manager that's just different. Like, I get that, going with him. If Carrick does really well, and it's between, say, I'd even go as far as between Carrick and even someone like Tuchel, you might go, stick with Carrick.
When you look at, like, the De Zerbis, Glasners, Iraolas, like Eddie Howe, Eddie Howe, these sorts of people that we mentioned, if it's a Carrick who's performed better than we thought versus any of them, I think most people would be like, well, yeah, just go.
If we got rid of Michael Carrick and got a Champions League football and we brought in Eddie Howe, I'd fucking burn my season ticket.
That's your phone as well.
I know.
These days,
I would. I just chuck my phone on a fire.
Yeah. holding a lighter to your phone like that. It's not burning. Glass and steel.
Like, there's no way I'd want it. I'd be
all
on
right.
that one.
So, at the minute, I think he's got a 75% win rate as Man United. Greatest of all time. Fact.
That's almost double. Hey, never mind.
No, go on. I know where you're going.
It is. It's more than double Ruben Amorim. So,
yeah, they both.
Good
you know
insult.
what I mean? They both had the pros and the cons.
What's that third stat there?
They both won back-to-back Premier League games.
35 Premier League games to win back-to-back matches. It's taken Michael Carrick.
First time of asking.
Just 2.
Against City and Arsenal.
Unreal, isn't it?
That's
unbelievable.
It's joyous, isn't it?
So, on the Michael Carrick front then, let's say obviously he's going to have to do better than we thought he would to get the job. Because when he took it, most people thought it's just to the end of the season.
Yeah.
So in order to get the job, he has to overachieve, doesn't he?
Exceptional, I think, is what Sam Wallace said in the Telegraph.
Exceptional.
Something exceptional.
Now, 60+% win rate with Champions League football, that is pretty exceptional. Again, across a full half season as well, it would, or basically a full half a season. That would be pretty exceptional. Now, if we were just to push this a little further, right? We're hearing, I mean, there are some reports, I don't know whether they're true, that United were 12 points better than Newcastle.
I remember it.
30 years ago. I don't know if it's true.
I remember it well.
It's sort of pre-history, so we can't really track it, but the data suggests, the carbon dating suggests that United were 12 points better than Newcastle after this many games 30 years ago, and we won the league.
Yep.
Some say Jay remembers it.
Yeah, Eric Cantona 1-0, if you remember at St James's.
How many points behind first do we have to be, Jay, before we're in a title race? I say. Do you know what?
I think's more relevant? And you're going to hate me for this.
No,
because it went against us. Or what sort of gives you that thing of like you just never know.
Go on.
We were 8 points clear of City in April.
I know.
In 2012.
It was like 6 games left, wasn't
And
it?
that was Fergie, United.
know.
Like, and let's not forget, we came back next season and got the title back, so I don't want to be too like negative about it. But everyone thought that's done. Like, you just don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. The next few weeks are going to sort of give you an indication. And I don't want to get carried away, but I think we'll win the title.
How many points is off the top is a title race?
I think 7.
7.
Go on.
Single figures.
9.
It's 9.
9 then, yeah?
It's 9.
So we're one round
Because
of games
City
away
with
from a
9
title
points
race.
Off Arsenal.
Yeah, and
10
we're better
days
than
ago.
City. We just beat them. Right, so if we have one round of games where City and Arsenal, well, not even that, City in a minute, Arsenal lose and we win.
Yeah.
So we're 9 points behind him.
Yeah.
We're in a title race.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're having that. If they go, is it Ellen Road the next game?
Yeah.
They lose and we beat Fulham.
We're in a title
race.
You have to be. You do have to be. 9 points, like you said, 9 points is a bad month.
Yeah.
It's not even like they've got to drop fucking 10 of their next 12 games. It's 3 games.
Lads. Michael Carrick's been in the job for 2 weeks and we're talking about title
We're
race.
not in one.
Hey, listen.
We're not
What
in
is
a title
going
race.
on?
We aren't in a title race.
What is going on?
What is my life?
What is
right
going
now?
on?
Listen,
Even if we're not,
Told you-
we're at least discussing it. We weren't doing that a
What's
month
that
ago.
finger doing?
Joe's
there?
not watched it.
What's that finger doing?
Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness.
Nah, I can't watch films like that.
Feels
mate,
like
so
right,
depressing.
right at
Too
the end, man. Do you know what I mean? You get that endorphin hit, that dopamine, and it's just like,
all worth
this is what I mean.
This film's shite, by the way.
As a United fan,
Also
I've not had a
garbage.
better 8 days than this in a very long time. Do you know what I mean? This 8 days has been pure bliss. I hope there isn't a come down to come.
There isn't.
Because
There isn't.
do you know what I mean? There can't be.
There's
Surely.
not, right? Listen, this is going to be your life forever. Yeah, so get used to it.
As
This
my-
is like, you're like I was when I was like 12 and I started going to the game on my own and Fergie's just started winning titles every year.
Yeah.
This is your life from now on.
Has Carrick changed my life?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
changed your life.
He could have changed my life.
Like the way that Fergie
I-
changed ours, Carrick's doing that for you. Get used to it.
That is true.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is why I'm going to flip this.
True.
We've got a week left of the transfer window.
Fuck that, we don't need anyone. Yeah. We don't. we're not
If we
messing
could
about.
get a signing
Fuck
that
yeah.
gives us a push. Nah, listen. If we get a little tiny little needle mover,
What are you saying?
whether it be a left winger or a
Well, Ruben
or
Neves.
midfielder or something. Do you know what I mean? Or people even saying right back, but could it give us that little bit of a boost? Do you know what I mean? Where we're more than likely to cement Champions League football, and then possibly see if we can reel in those little corner FC boys upstairs.
Do you know, for me,
The fancy Stoke City.
the biggest thing is keeping players fit. Because you look at, I've got a little injury chart here, which no one at home can see, but I'll sort of give the brief details.
That looks alright though.
Is it what's
Loads of
that?
greens.
Loads of
Tetris.
greens. It's Tetris. But you see this band here.
Yeah.
So sort of from West Ham United till basically just after the Burnley game,
Yeah.
you had Mbumo and Ahmad, Mount, Fernandez, Mainu, Mazraoui, Yoro, Delict,
Yeah.
and Maguire,
Yeah.
all out for those games.
Right.
Right, or for some or all of those chunks of games.
Yeah.
It's no surprise to me that the manager was sacked basically at the end of those games.
Right.
And I'm not saying he should have kept his job or it's all on the players to come back, but the difference we have between our best players being fit and not is absolutely massive. Like without Mbumo, Cunha and Sesko, we can finish 15th. We know that. It's happened. And they were basically the 3 big signings that we made. Lomans obviously makes a big difference as well, but it's different with goalkeepers. If we can keep our front line fit to the point where you've got, like you said, players like Cunha and Mount, and at times it'll be Mainu, or at times it'll be Bruno, or at times it'll be Mazraoui coming off the bench to either win you a game or hold on to a game. That is such a big difference in every game this season.
Yeah,
Will make a difference.
thing is,
on that he got sacked in that period.
yeah.
AFCON was something that they predicted. They already know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you give yourself a little bit more leeway.
I'm not
going into that. If your
go on.
results were better,
Yeah.
when everyone was fit, do you know what I mean?
It wasn't
So-
like, obviously the results played a part, but it was more than that though, wasn't it? Like,
Yes.
it was, if he'd have kept his mouth shut and gone along with what Wilcox was telling him,
Yeah.
he's probably still the Manchester United manager.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think he was, I'm not defending those results, they were shocking, but I don't think they were what got him sacked alone. I think if he'd gone into that meeting with Jason Wilcox and Jason Wilcox says you're having no transfers this window, and he went, okay, no worries, I still think he's the manager of Manchester United. I really do. I think what did for him is he went, well, I need signings. And Jason Wilcox went, well, that ain't happening. And then he went in front of the media and started kicking off. Yeah, I just thought, nah.
Thank goodness this 8 days might not happen. But anyway,
no, I'm not.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm not.
So,
I mean, I get that, and I do agree that it was part of that. I think part of the escalating tension came from the results, though.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it didn't play a part.
I
hear
that
because I think had he gone in that meeting and he'd just beaten Bournemouth, West Ham, Wolves, and Everton, he'd be in a much stronger position. Even to the point where, had he gone in that press conference and said what he said, they might have allowed it. They might have said, let's not sack him, let's work with him, and
he wouldn't have been getting told to change his formation.
Yeah,
exactly.
But he didn't come into his situation from a position of power because he just not done anything since he's been United manager, including last season.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
But I think if we can keep, obviously Bruno's a big one. You don't even question it, but obviously you have to because he did get injured. One of Maguire and De Ligt, I think, is crucial. I think Martinez is pretty crucial as well. The way he plays on the ball, the line breaking passes that he makes. He's like one of the best players in Europe at line breaking passes. Like his numbers are insane every single time that he plays. If we can,
people say Martinez is like. I saw someone say he's almost like Trent of CBs in terms of he's got like almost like one otherworldly ability. Yeah, that's quite like unique to him in his position, because I think he probably is the best ball player in centre half in the world. Just because you see how press resistant he is. Never mind his passing, his line breakers. Yeah, and I think he defends pretty well and duels quite well anyway for his size. And you will have to deal with the fact that there is still that possibility there might be one game or one instance or one goal where he might get posterised, quote unquote basketball, where he might just get overpowered by someone. Do you know what I mean? But I think the trade-off of what the value he provides the team in terms of his like aggression and his tenacity and his application, but also he enables us to play out the back so well. And he's kind of I found myself yesterday watching the Arsenal game where every time Lamens got the ball, I kept just going, pass it to Martinez, pass it ball, go left to Martinez, which probably makes you a little bit more predictable and easier to press. But when he gets on the ball in that area, I just feel more safe. Do you know what I mean? Especially 100%. In this modern day way of playing football, where you're dealing with this high press and one loose pass or one loose touch when you're a centre half can lead to a goal scoring opportunity for your opposition. There is that sense of nerve sometimes when you are trying to play out, and I think when it goes to Martinez, I felt a lot more assured, and I feel like his teammates would do as well. Yeah. And sometimes you can't quantify the kind of what that actually gives the team. Yeah. And especially when he's been out for so long as well. I know he had a couple of shaky games to begin with, but for what he gives you, especially on the ball, like you're about to say the stats, it's not really replaceable, really. Yeah. I mean, in terms of his numbers, he's one of the best in Europe at the line breaking passes. Like I said, his general ability is just unbelievable. His dribbling, the way he carries the ball, his passing, all of it is some of the best in Europe. And I think you look through the team, obviously Bruno, like I said, you almost take him as red, but I'll say it, you need Bruno. I think if you can keep two of Ahmad and Burmo Cunha fit for pretty much the rest of the season, I think that those players are the difference between maybe anywhere up to 10 wins in the next 15 games and 6 wins in the next 15 games. One of which is pushing you on for a title charge, and the other one is 50-50 whether you get European football.
I get where you're coming from with that. I'd even throw Casemiro into that mix.
Yeah, so,
do you know what I mean? I think in the last 2 games he's just reminded everyone that he is mint. Yeah, he is. And he complements Kobbie Mainoo so well. Like those two work really well together, and we've seen that. So I hear you. One thing that sort of gives me a little bit of hope, not necessarily in terms of title race, but just getting Champions League football and everything else, is we've got 1 game a week. We've got 3 games in 6 weeks at one point. I think we've got. Yeah, we like this in our history or in Premier League history. We've never had as few games as we've got from January to May. It's unreal. So I know that doesn't necessarily stop players getting injured, because you can still, get a bad challenge or pull something or whatever. But it certainly helps us, because all our other rivals who are going for top 4, whether that's Villa, Newcastle, Chelsea, if you want to go that high, City, have all got a lot of games coming up. Liverpool, they've all got big games coming up, and they've got games where they're going to have to make decisions as well at some point. Do I play my strongest team in Europe, or do I mix it up, or do I just go strong in Europe, strong in the Premier League? We don't have to worry about that. We just go, every game is, the strongest team you can muster, and you're laughing.
Yeah. I mean, it is an interesting setup, isn't it now? Like you said, we've got the worst position, but also at times that puts you in the best position.
Yeah.
One game a week at best.
Yeah, it's mad.
It's mad,
and it's annoying because I'd rather be in, even the Carabao.
Yeah.
But we're not.
Not only does that make your players less likely to get injured, but it also they should be fresher in each game as well.
Yeah.
So you should have a more fit squad that is more fit, which is like such a sort of potential help for United, and also potential help for Carrick. And also, though, is it potentially skewing the data for Carrick? Is it giving him a little bit of an extra boost that most other managers who are sort of interviewing for the job, as it were, don't get? That he is only getting one game a week. When Solskjaer came in, that wasn't the case, or when Rangnick came in, one of his first games was Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, wasn't it? Like, is he getting the easiest version of the Man United caretaker's job? Does that concern you at all?
No. Do you know what has impressed me? It's only early doors, and we'll have to see how he manages it towards the end of the season. But so far, everyone's happy. Everyone's up for it. We haven't seen anyone. I know it's only 2 games, so you'll see that. But like Benjamin Sesko didn't play in the derby. Only got minutes yesterday. 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And was fucking Carrick at the end. Cunha's obviously come on in both games and smashed it. Like, if he can keep everyone happy and get results, then that's a big tick.
Yeah, if anything, you said easier. I think not having games where you can rotate players when the squad actually, with everyone fit, is deepish. It's more actually harder to keep everyone happy because Sesko was coming off 3 goals in 2 games. He's had 2 games back-to-back of barely getting any minutes, and you don't have midweek games where you can kind of rotate the team a little bit more. I think it's almost like harder in a different sense. I just don't think managing Manchester United in general is very easy.
No, it's definitely not easy. I'm not saying he's got an easy job. Has he got a little bit of a helping hand from all the things we've mentioned?
Well, we had 1 game a week the whole of this, for majority of the season, haven't we?
100%. So, we've got a few super chats. Doc Rock says Keane earns £1 million+ a year from his work with Sky and CBS. He loves his paycheck more than he loves United. Interesting. Raven says, sent 5 Paddock gifted memberships. Thank you very much, Raven.
Thanks,
for
Raven.
That. It's Ben Top says, punishing Carrick for Ole's appointment is crazy. Anyone that subscribes to that line of thinking is mental. If he wins 15 out of 17, it should be him. I agree that Solskjaer being United's manager is irrelevant to whether Carrick should get the job. Whether that is the case or not, though, we'll have to wait and see. Abhinav Verma says, get Anderson in. And Parag says, neither of the last 2 victories felt like smash and grab victories. Against City, we dominated.
That's
and even yesterday,
difference.
we didn't panic after conceding both times. 100% agree.
That's exactly why it's different, because a lot of people are like, we beat City before, we beat Liverpool before. Those sometimes have felt a little bit like smash and grabs, or the metrics haven't been in our favour. These 2 games look like you're watching both and you can't really say, especially from a qualitative standpoint, of City are a better team,
if you're going,
or
which
Arsenal are a better team.
Do you know what I mean? And which one has just sacked their manager and they're in disarray? You wouldn't know.
No.
And in the City game, you would say the opposite.
I think it showed that United's level, like compared to like these teams at the top, because we spoke about it at length. We talked about bungalow settings in the Premier League in terms of it's been a little bit more sandwiched in terms of the quality, where you've got the floor
settings.
You got.
What? There's just one floor.
Yeah, the floor teams have gotten better, but the ceiling has lowered.
He's always saying that. He's
You
saying
know
that.
what I
I
mean?
swear.
I've not seen that. I've not heard that.
Yeah. So
It's turned
Do you know what I
bungalow
mean?
setting down in the setting.
it's why Nottingham Forest can be challenging for the Champions League one season and fighting
You're
relegation
relegated.
the next.
Okay.
It's a gauntlet, the Premier League.
That's true.
People have said that the quality and at the top isn't quite what it was, so that's brought them closer to the pack, whilst also the pack have got better. So it's and I think you're seeing that. Personally, I never subscribed to that idea anyway. Whenever everyone thought I was being an idiot about it, was United have not been as a team in terms of personnel, or whether it be on results and performances, as bad as they've actually been made to look, or what we've been led to believe, especially in the last 15 months or so. Especially when throughout the season, everyone's like, oh, it's all right, we're hovering around 5th, hovering around 6th. I'm looking around and I'm thinking, Liverpool are poor this season, Newcastle are poor this season, Villa rapport to begin with, and then he went over a bit of a hot streak. I feel like they'll come back down to the pack.
Yeah.
You've got Tottenham that are having a bit of a disaster themselves. Everyone that we thought that would be ahead of us or challenging, I thought our aspirations should have definitely been higher. Whereas people were kind of trying to give us plaudits for being slightly less shit than other teams that are being shitter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Which
I get
is
that.
something that I don't do. Do you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Especially when I was looking at the league relatively, and I thought, you know what? United finishing top 4, it actually comes across like that should be.
We should be able
what
to do
happened.
it. Arc MU says new TV is in. Right, let's go on to Wally of the week. It's been a big week. It's been a great week. From last Sunday to today. Or last Saturday, sorry, to today. It's been sensational. Jay, I'll start with you. Who's your Wally of the week?
Jamie Redknapp.
Wow, what's he done?
Me, like, Bournemouth beat Liverpool, right, which is a good result, and I'm glad because I fucking hate Liverpool. But then he was like so arrogant about it because he'd obviously seen that he got a load of stick for suggesting that Areola could be the United manager. And he was like, oh, everyone was, you know, when I suggested it, people were saying, like, laughing at me and saying the fact that they were on a bad run and all this. And that just shows you anyone that thought he couldn't be United manager doesn't know anything about football. And I thought, that's not the case at all. Just because they've got a good result against Liverpool doesn't mean that all of a sudden he's good enough to manage Manchester United. Now, he might be. But if you don't think Areola is the right man to manage Manchester United, doesn't mean you know nothing about football. And he was just so arrogant and arsey about it. It was like, proving everyone wrong. Yeah. You stood in front of a graphic that said he hadn't won a game in about 2 months and went, I can't understand why he's not the United manager. And you wonder why people thought that was laughable.
And also, you're not a sporting director with a great CV. You don't, just because you played football doesn't mean that you know what is right above everyone else. Because also, all the people making the decisions, most of them play football as well.
Yeah.
You're not uniquely positioned to have an opinion on this. And if someone disagrees with you, they're thick. Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with me, you don't know what you're talking about.
What's his? What about his exclusive of Semenyo to Liverpool?
So I mean, talk shit. Like, Semenyo's literally at the FCR with a pen in his hand and a contract in front of him, leaning over, and you're going, I'm hearing he's going to go to Liverpool.
If you don't think Semenyo signed for Liverpool last week, you don't know anything about football.
Yeah, you're talking shite.
Who's your Wally of the week?
Just every Arsenal fan in existence.
This is a joint one.
Every Arsenal fan in existence, and the tears have been so delicious.
Every Arsenal fan
in existence.
That's an easy Wally of the week because Arsenal fans could be Wally of the week every week. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But they are, because you can always operate at them. They're moaning about saying doggies handball. They're still moaning about refs.
The Maguire one.
When they play the Maguire one.
Loving that.
They're just idiots. And anyone also, if you're a United fan and you didn't enjoy that win, man, sort your head out. So I'm going to say Arsenal fan.
I agree. Right. What a lovely day.
Can we remember a little merch push as well? Yeah, go and check out the merchandise. There's a link in the description. There should be a link in the chat as well. Big thank you to everyone who's been buying merch and supporting the channel. Yeah. It does help us, and also it's top quality stuff. So yeah, thank you. Thanks for that, Joe.
Right, thank you very much for joining us. This has been the Paddock Podcast.
I should have said the TV.
Thank you, Jay.
Being soft.
Thank you for the new TV. Me. See you in a bit.